known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers' best bet or daily package for only $2.
Hey guys, welcome in and a very happy Tuesday, and welcome to the month of November. Yeah, November 1st, 2022, week 10 of the college football season. It is upon us here, and we've got 3 games we're going to break down for you, a couple of best bets along the way, and we're going to do it with 3 of the finest at WagerTalk.com. Certainly 3 of the most profitable as we welcome in Tony Mejia in the house. The pen, you see it at the screen. That means Ralph Michaels is hanging with us, as is Mr. Dave Cokin here on this Tuesday. Welcome to November here, gentlemen. And Mejia, I know on this Tuesday you got a little something ready to roll, whether it be college football, since we're going to have, 27 straight days of some sort of football happening right now, NBA. What you got for us over at Wager Talk?
Yeah, I was happy to see Ralph's reminder the other day on Twitter about football till our eyes bleed for the next month. So it's always fun to have football around. A free play is already up on a game I'll talk about later today on the show, Arkansas Liberty. And then, just waiting out. Steve Nash gets fired from the Nets, so they play tonight. The Thunder play the Magic. Everybody's going to be riveted watching that. And then, Champions League's going on right now. Got MACtion tonight. And obviously the football NFL trade deadline is going to keep us busy here in the next hour. So tons to keep an eye on monitoring.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank goodness no more Nash. I mean, maybe now they can rebound. Ralph Michaels, welcome in, my friend. $2 Tuesday, and little birdie told me you, in fact, are the $2 Tuesday handicapper, a 5% best bet in the association. A little something about that, Ralph, since you were number 1 in the NBA in win percentage and profits last year, and you got a big 5% play locked and loaded for $2.
Yeah, my NBA season last year finished number 1 win percentage, number 1 profit. It was the best ever NBA season at Wager Talk. Over 110 units won. My NBA 5% plays a 4-0 run. And when I have an NBA play rated 4% or higher, I've gone 24-5, 83%. Get my first NBA 5% of the season, $2. And, oh yeah, by the way, college basketball starts in 6 days. There are 126 games next Monday.
Wow, unbelievable. It's that time of year here, Dave Cokin, and I would encourage you guys, Dave just did the first pitch regarding the World Series here, Game 3 tonight. I would encourage you guys to check that out, get his thoughts there. What do you got up and ready to go at WagerTalk.com here, Dave?
Just grinding it out day by day with baseball, hockey, football, and college basketball. I'm about to begin.
Oof.
Golf. Lots of stuff. Hopefully on the right side of some of these games.
Yep, it's going to be a fun next couple of months, guys. We're going to dive in again. Like we said, we got football tonight. We got football from here on out for the next 27 days. Let's take a look at one of those games here tonight. Gotta love a little MACtion on a Tuesday as Buffalo taking on Ohio here tonight. 2.5 is what the number was there. 60 now as that total continues to creep up. 7:30 Eastern time kickoff. Mejia, a little MACtion on a Tuesday. How do you approach it?
Yeah, it should be a fun one. These are 2 teams that I don't think were being tabbed as the teams to watch in the MAC, and yet Ohio was able to, Buffalo was able to beat Toledo in a battle of division leaders last time out. I thought the Rockets would win that game, and after an 0-3 start, they've really played well. So you've got the Bulls on a 5-game winning streak. Ohio, it's Curtis Rourke's show. His older brother, Nathan, plays in the CFL and does quite well up there from what I've seen. I don't really follow the CFL that much, but I remember him as a Bobcat. He was a record-setting quarterback there, so now it's his kid brother doing the slinging up there. And this should be a fun matchup. I think it's going to be high scoring. That's where I'm looking at going here. But as far as picking a team, I think the spread's about right, and I probably will not choose a side on that.
So, I mean, Ralph, we looked at this Buffalo team here this year. We thought there might be some growing pains, but 4-0 in the conference, 5-3 overall, and man, they've done a great job of covering for backers as well. What do you think of their chances tonight?
Well, I was on Buffalo last week against Toledo, and it was just a gifted win. Buffalo's defensive numbers look good on paper. 57% completions. They're in the top 15 as far as pass efficiency D. But let's remember this. They played a backup quarterback against Eastern Michigan. They played a backup quarterback against Miami of Ohio, and they were +5 turnovers against Toledo. If you're +5 turnovers, you are going to win 98% of the game. So, you look at that breakdown. And then when I look at their pass D numbers a little better, they have played the weakest set of pass offenses the last 4 games. Toledo, number 95 in pass offense. Massachusetts, dead last, number 131. Bowling Green, number 81. And then number 122 is Miami of Ohio. Well, Ohio's pass offense is number 14 at 309 yards per game. Rourke, a 16-3 ratio, only throwing interceptions on 1.1% of his passes. And then you look at the Ohio D. They're number 129, allowing 103 yards per game more than their opponents allow. They're allowing 69% completions, 4.8 yards per carry. I'm going to echo what Tony said earlier, and I'm going to echo something Dave Cokin says every week. My all-access customers got 58.5 earlier today and had plenty of time to play it. It's still going to be a best bet for me, a little stronger at 60, but that's the reason you sign up for all access, because when we release these games, the lines normally move to our favors because most of the time we know something what we're talking about. I still will use a best bet for the show on the over, and again, over 58.5 was an actual client release.
Dave, we talked about Ohio last year, weren't expecting a lot, and it was an absolutely putrid year. But here we are in Week 10. They've already won 2 more games than they did last year. Any hope for them in this matchup here to handle business?
Well, look, let's preface anything when we're talking about the MAC by saying that it's a terrible conference, okay? There's not a single good team in the conference. They're mostly very even. I mean, Akron is really bad. But outside of that, there's not a lot of separation with the top and the bottom. And I think this game's a good example of it. The road team is getting played because they're on fire. But if you look closer, they've been kind of lucky. They're not that good. Ohio, I like Rourke. I think the team is making some progress. The main thing I'd say in this game is that because of the recent sort of hot streak, excuse me, I'm still having some dental issues, so bees are a problem for me right now. The road team here, it's a little bit phony. I think the value is with Ohio, and the points in this game, not going to be on my card, but I would lean to the Ohio side.
All right, gonna lean to the Ohio side on this one here, and I got to tell you, you got to love a little MACtion action, getting it going for a Tuesday here. Expecting not a defensive battle like apparently we seem to get here in the NFL on all these primetime games. Maybe App State, Coastal Carolina. Well, no, that ain't going to provide no defense either. Appalachian State -3. Taking on Coastal Carolina, Dave. 64 is the total here. This is going to be Thursday night here. So talk to me about these two teams, Dave.
You're cutting in and out, but I think you went to me. Okay, this is going to be a high-scoring game, and that's in the total. App State is going to score. Coastal Carolina has got a great quarterback. They're going to score. But I think App State is the clearly superior team. And it's a good matchup for them. And I'm a matchup guy in college football more than anything else. I don't really pay attention to trends or history, things like that. I like to look at matchups. And here you've got the strength of the App State team on the offensive line going against what is a pretty mediocre defensive line for Coastal Carolina. They've got the home field. They've got a great record. but it's come mostly against phonies. App State's played a much tougher schedule. I think the Mountaineers are the superior team here, and I would lay the number in this game. App State is going to be on my card at some level this week, and I like Appalachian State in this game to win by at least a touchdown.
Like an App State leaning that way. Ralph, certainly the strength of schedule here favors App State. A hell of a start to the season here. Are they the better team, in your opinion?
Oh, yeah. I mean, App State has played the more difficult schedule. Coastal Carolina has played the number 121 schedule. You'd be surprised. App State's strength of schedule is over 100 as well. So even though they played North Carolina and A&M, you know, it really got brought down with Texas State and Citadel and moving forward. But when I look at the stat profiles, you played the tougher schedule. You're plus 149 yards per game compared to Coastal's plus 22. App State's plus 75 yards per game in conference action. Coastal's only plus 11. App State's defense, which got mauled early, actually has held each of the last two opponents to a season low. And while Coastal had a very misleading win against Marshall, they got outgained 407 to 271. So, you know, that 24-13 game does not look as good. They were plus 2 turnovers in that game. And you look at Chanticleers, when they were double-digit favorite in 2 games, they were outgained by 24 yards per game. I like App State. I think App State wins this game. And I'll just say this. I mean, it's tough to fade a quarterback like Grayson McCall with a 19-1 ratio, but this is a team game. And App State's D-line has been getting at it. They've had at least 2 sacks in every game. They've had 9 sacks the last 2 games. And Coastal's offensive line has allowed 9 sacks in their last 2 games.
Tony, me, I guess it's the defense. Which defense going to get a few more stops here? Edge App State, in your opinion, as well?
I mean, yeah, it comes down to minimizing mistakes and what quarterback you trust. I mean, Chase Bryce has done a much better job this season, but his turnovers in the past in the red zone had been an issue in keeping them from wins. And Grayson McCall, you know, comes off one of the best seasons any quarterback has had. So from that standpoint, I would favor Coastal. But, you know, they did lose a lot of talent to the NFL last year. The Coastal Carolina from a year ago is much better than this year's team. Isaiah Likely, you saw him making plays on Sunday earlier this week in place of Mark Andrews. So he's a tight end now for the Ravens. They clearly miss him. So, yeah, I mean, I would say that Appalachian State is the better team this season. But, you know, if you have McCall and you have C.J. Beasley running the ball, Coastal can certainly win this game. It just depends on whether they show up.
Going to be a good one there, guys. That is Thursday, App State and Coastal Carolina, which leaves us till Friday night. A little Pac-12 action going on with Oregon State, the Beavers, hanging out against Washington here. Both teams had a little rest here. Now they get to go at it. 3.5 for Washington as the home favorite. 56.5 as the total. And Ralph, let me start with you here. You've got one team that can run the ball, one team that can really pass the ball here. Which one are you favoring?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what Penix did coming from Indiana. Again, DeBoer is the head coach. He was his OC at Indiana. 22-4 ratio, leading the country with his passing yards per game. But this pass D for Oregon State is legit. It's number 7 in pass efficiency D. You're looking at a team that I did go to the Gazette-Times this morning. Chance Nolan, who's missed the last 3 games in concussion protocol, has started practicing. But Jonathan Smith said he's very doubtful that he's gonna participate this week. He's gonna look to bring him back the following game against California. So Goldbranson, who's 3-0, does get the start. Washington's rush D allowing 3.3 yards per carry. Oregon State, in the last 4 weeks, they've averaged 42 carries per game, 209 yards per game. I like the under. I think we have Washington's strength on offense is Oregon's strength on defense. Oregon's strength on offense is Washington's strength on defense.
It's interesting, Dave, right? I mean, one team can throw it all over the yard. The other one's going to run it down your throat here. Do you favor one or the other?
I'm going to lean Oregon State in this game, and I think the line is telling us quite a bit here because the odds makers have made a significant adjustment.
Oh,
caught some people by surprise. They have quickly leveled off, and it's become apparent they're not a bad team by any means, but they're not nearly as good as they showed early in the season. Oregon State always competes. They don't always win, but they're very competitive. I think this is one of those games where you look at the line and, boy, it looks like it's easy to bet Washington here. Those are games where I'll naturally look to be on the other side, and I think that's the case here. I like Oregon State to hang tough. I would not rule out an upset on the road. It wouldn't be a big upset anyway. I would go with the Beavers and the points in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, Mejia, if this was in Corvallis, we looking at pretty much the same line here. Do you think there's any edge to backing the dog in this one?
Yeah, there is. I mean, and I think it's entirely related to the weather. The Huskies want to pass the ball, and with Penix at the controls, they've done a really nice job of that this season. And apparently, there's going to be ridiculous amount of wind gusts and 95% probability of rain in Seattle on Friday night. They're talking about it being like a big deal in terms of flooding and all of that. So if it's messy like it's supposed to be, that definitely favors Oregon State. I mean, this year's Washington team would love to have normal, perfect conditions for this home game. I think if the weather is as inclement as it's supposed to be, advantage Beavers.
Ralph, was Penix this efficient? I don't remember. 22-4 so far this year. He leads the country in passing yards. Was he this efficient in Indiana in any way, shape, or form?
No. As you say that, I'm going back to look right now. Penix completed 53.7% with a 4.7 ratio in 2021. So,
Jesus.
The year before that, when he had the Boar, he had a 14.4. When he had the Boar as the OC, he had a 14.4 ratio, but he still only completed 56.4%. So 56.4 and 53.7 his last 2 years as a Hoosier.
Yeah, having a hell of a year there for Washington. He is. That should be a good one as well, guys. And don't forget, if you head over to WagerTalk.com, right now you can hop on board all three of these gentlemen, including Ralph's $2 best bet of the day in the association right now. It's a 5% best bet for just $2 at Ralph's page over at WagerTalk.com. Grab that, #1 last year in profits, guys, in the association. Great opportunity to start the year off right there. And, of course, NFL, college football, NHL, you name it. Great time to hop on board with those 3-day, 7-day, and 30-day all-access packages with Dave Cokin, as well as Tony Mejia. And, Mejia, I am coming to you first. Kick us off with a best bet for the show. Which game you looking at?
All right, Saturday, Arkansas Liberty. This has got to be a game where the Hogs have to bring it because obviously it's non-conference and the Flames don't excite many people. But they come in with just one loss. They're nationally ranked. So, and this is going to be Arkansas's first home game since October 1st. So it's been quite a while since the Razorbacks got to strut their stuff in Fayetteville. I think they'll be ready to play. This Liberty team, I mean, pretty good, but obviously they lost Malik Willis to the NFL. Not as their schedule has not been as challenging. So I think this is going to be their toughest game yet. So long as Arkansas doesn't overlook them, because they do play Ole Miss and LSU in the coming weeks. I think Arkansas handles business. Spread is at 13.5. I'm going to lay the points, 2 touchdowns. I think Arkansas doubles them up. My prediction for that game is 34-17. So we're going to be on the Hogs.
All right, laying it with the Hogs. Great. Hell, they played so well. They got Auburn's coach fired. Only kidding. Dave, talk to us. Which one of these games might you be leaning towards? All right. Oh, you there, Dave?
Yes, I am.
Which one of these games you leaning at?
App State. Again, it's all about the matchups, and in particular for me, when I have what I perceive as an advantage in the trenches on both sides of the ball, those are the games I really like. And App State fits the bill here. I think they're going to win the trench battles on both sides. Offensive line superior to the defensive line of Coastal Carolina. And I think the App State defensive line is better than the OL for Coastal Carolina. McCall is absolutely terrific. He's going to play in the NFL, but he can't do it by himself. I think App State grinds out a nice win here. High-scoring game. App State, the better team. I'll lay the points with the Mountaineers.
Absolutely. Should be an entertaining one there, too. And, Ralph, what do you think here? Any one of these games here you're leaning towards or off the board?
I'm going to just throw a note about Tony's game. A sports writer reached out to me and said, how many times has a ranked team been a double-digit dog to an unranked team? And when I looked from week 5 on, early in the year it might happen because you have some fluky ratings. It's only happened 6 times since 2010. The team that's a double-digit dog has won one of those games. That was actually Liberty against Va Tech in 2020. Liberty was ranked and they were getting 17 points. A couple weeks ago, Kansas, remember, they were either plus 9.5, 10, or 10.5. They covered as well. So the last 3 have covered. Only 1 of 5 have won. As I said, I am going with Buffalo and Ohio over the total. I released it as a 3% play at over 58.5. This is a strong best bet, even almost like a 2% client play with a 1.5 move, but clearly still on that side. I still am okay with that 60 number.
Still looking at up and over that total. There you got it here, guys. Once again, recap best bets here. As Ralph Michaels, he's leaning towards tonight. Go up and over that 60 for Buffalo against Ohio. Mejia likes Arkansas to keep rolling here against Liberty. Lay the 13.5, while Dave likes Appalachian State on both sides of the ball. Expects them to handle business against Coastal Carolina. And you can handle business heading over to their pages right now at WagerTalk.com. Grab those best bets up and available. Tony Mejia, he's ready to go. Dave's got his best bets locked and loaded for tonight. You may want to head over and check those out, as well as grab Ralph's $2 Tuesday best bet, 5% in the association in the NBA tonight, guys. Check it out now over at WagerTalk.com. Hit the bell in the upper right-hand corner. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Don't forget to download the brand-new WagerTalk TV app on whatever platform you've got, whether it's your tablet, your phone, your smart TV. Just visit that app store, download WagerTalk TV, and, of course, all our content across the board on demand, just a few clicks away. On behalf of Ralph, Dave, and Tony, we appreciate the time, guys. Best of luck with all your plays tonight. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good luck.
Tuesdays is known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers' best bet or daily package for only $2.